popping, everybody? Trying to get these three videos that I want to kind of discuss out of the way. I mean, as you can tell if you watch other videos, I'm kind of wearing the same attire because it's happened in the same night. But anyways, this is Shampoo, just like you know it is. But check it out. I have a question, like usual. Uh, why is it that games kind of seem like clones of other games nowadays? I mean, they really do. They really seem like they take something and then they replicate it. It doesn't even matter what game it is. Majority of games that you play, you're like, oh man, this is great. This is fun. I like it a lot. But doesn't it seem like games have really lost their imagination, their core central ideas? I mean, the only games that I play nowadays that really have like these fresh, unique, and just like, I mean, honestly magical in some sense kind of feelings is like games like Eco and Shadow of the Colossus. Games like Flower. I mean, these games are made so many years apart from each other. And it's a shame. It really is a shame that the gaming industry has come to a point whereas it's like, you know what, we found our basis. Let's just keep it going like that. But I do realize that there's some rare developers that are going out there and developing games that are outside the box. And I love that. And then there's also those developers who've always been doing it, and they're still doing it outside the box. And it's definitely the people from Team Eco, without a doubt. But beyond that, games like perfect examples is like the Halo games. I mean, Call of Duty, pretty much any first-person shooter. Like me personally, I like Killzone better than I like Call of Duty 4 and Call of Duty 5 and Halo. But at the same time, I see that it's basically identical. There's no real imagination into the game. It's just like this gritty first-person shooter. Okay, it plays a little bit different, but where's the imagination at? Like, where's the creativity? Games used to be at a time very creative, and that's another reason why I'm going to school to develop video games and entertainment and stuff, is because I feel that it has lost it, and the whole industry really is just behind. Okay, yeah, it's growing to be big as the movie industry, but if you really look at the games and the lineup of games you got, they're not truly creative. They're rehashes. And they're just rehashes of other games. I guarantee you, right now, you look at your video game library. You take your 360 library or your PS3 library. I'll even say your Wii library. But 1 second before I go on with this, the Wii is probably the most creative and imaginative system, without a doubt. Definitely, without a doubt. But when it comes to the PS3 and the 360, their games are just like, it's like, okay, that one kind of plays and looks like that one. That one is almost identically the same, but it's a girl. That one, I mean, there's no, like, where's the imagination? Where's the creativity? Where's the, oh my god. And that's why when I made my previous video about the project Trico, that I was so kind of, I just felt it with it, because I just know that game is going to be refreshing. It's going to be unique. And it's going to be creative as fuck. And all these other games that come out, like, I play them, I like them, but it's just disappointing. I mean, we live on planet Earth. We are human beings. We are the most advanced, like however you want to look at it, we're the most advanced species, period, on this planet. We have brains. We can imagine and create things that are just amazing, like fantastic. So why are these developers constantly making these games that are continuously similar to other games? You know, and the evidence is in these games like Shadow Colossus and Eco and Flower, you know, and Heavy Rain and stuff like that. You can see that these developers are just like, oh my god. But you know, I just really think that, you know, video games have lost their trendiness. They lost the thing that made them uniquely fun. Like if you talk to anybody that has been playing games for a long time, the one thing that they will always say is that that's when video games were fun. Why? Because they always came up with new ideas. It was always refreshing. And almost every game was unique. These games nowadays, man, ever since about, I say, like PS2, like mid PS2 time, especially when the 360, the original Xbox came out, these video games have just been growing. Like it's like they're just cloning each other and just like becoming identical, like fucking twins. And it really is disappointing, you know. And I have a great passion for video games and entertainment as a whole, and I really just I'm just disappointed in the whole thing. And I know for a fact I am not the only one that is. If you are, please comment below with some other things that you have in mind about what I'm talking about, because I'm frankly just getting kind of tired of it. And you know, there's consistent first-person shooters that are just replicas of others. You know, there's consistent. It really just doesn't even matter. Like, they're usually similar in many ways. Like, the only games that I probably think that are universally, doesn't matter what console or shit, I'm just so damn confused about it that I'm losing my words, you know. But all across the board, usually the games, the genre of games that is usually different and sets itself completely apart from others are role-playing games. RPGs are fantastic. They're my favorite type of genre. And those games completely separate themselves from other ones, mainly because there's really no other way to do it. Because the story has to be different. I mean, the characters have to be different. The only thing that's really similar is the battle system that you play in. And that's even if that happens. There was a time when the battle system was usually always the same, but now we've gotten into a time where video game RPGs are really different, you know, when it comes to fighting, because they're venturing off into different genres and taking their mechanics out of them and implementing into theirs. But anyways, I mean, that's my little rant on whether, you know, video games have lost their creativity, imagination, and that they're clones. Please, you know, comment about it, rate this video, subscribe. You know, I come up here and I talk about some real relative things that I think people should really, you know, think about and talk about. This is Shampoo. I'll holla at y'all. Peace.